Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a great weekend this weekend. I'm excited to get to come talk to you. This morning we're going to be talking about something I think we're all so excited to hear again, and that's going to be restoration and recovery. We're going to be coming from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 17, and it says, "For I will restore health to you, and your wounds I will heal, declares the Lord, because they have called you an outcast. It is Zion for whom no one cares." So, before we get into it, I want to talk about a little bit of what's going on in Jeremiah. The chapters 30 through 33 are what's called the Book of Comfort. It's right at the climax of what's going on in Jeremiah, and it tells of the declaration that God gave and has with the children of Israel. So there's a lot of really encouraging stuff here, some less encouraging than others, but I encourage you guys to go read it. You're more than capable of doing that yourself. It's really good. I love the book of Jeremiah, but specifically what's going on here is God is talking about restoring Israel again, restoring his people again. And we know that if you're saved and you call yourself a Christian and you believe in Jesus, then you're also a part of that. So that is extended to us. But before we get into it, I want to provide a little bit of encouragement to all of us. I think something we all probably need to remember is that one day, whether it's next week or it's a month from now, we're going to look back on this and it's going to be over with. Like we're going to be past this, and we're going to look back and say, man, wasn't that crazy? Wasn't that crazy when we were all stuck inside? When we all had to go shopping once a week or had to pick up our food on the roadside. Like all of these things, we're going to look back and it's all going to be over with. God's going to restore us and he's going to make us new, and we're going to be looking back on that as some weird thing that happened, and it's not going to be the present anymore. But restoration and recovery are often processes, meaning even after the virus is gone and we're able to hang out with our friends and see each other and go back to work and all of these things, and when we're able to do all that again, that doesn't mean everything is going to be over with. Often problems like this carry a lot of consequences with them. Maybe it's to do with the economy or unemployment, or maybe it's trying to catch up with work and school, and there's going to be a lot of stress after this. I'm going to speak for myself. I'm not going to speak for everybody else this morning. But this outbreak kind of surprised me. It wasn't something that I really had thought much about it actually making it to us. So there was a time when this all started that I was kind of shocked. Like I was like, what are we supposed to do? I almost felt hopeless. Like, how are we supposed to still connect with our students? How am I supposed to finish school? How am I supposed to work and get money and all these things? But there was a lot of questions, and it almost left me in what was called a refractory period. It's almost like a shock period, and you have to let it settle in before you become useful again. So to say that, we were kind of surprised, and the church was kind of surprised. How are we still supposed to be the church? How are we supposed to do services? How are we supposed to do this and that? Why? Because we just didn't see it coming. So what I'm trying to tell you today is God is going to restore us. He's going to bring us out of this, and we're still in his hands, and he's still in control. He says it right here in Jeremiah that he's over his children and that he's going to restore us and heal our wounds and all of these things. But there are people who don't know that. There are people that do not know that God isn't going to forsake us. He isn't going to turn his eye on us. He isn't going to dump us out of his hands. There are people who live right down the road from us in our communities that don't know that. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to know and have faith and trust that God is going to restore us, but at the same time, we prepare to pick up the pieces of the people who don't know that. Why? Because when we go to them and we help them pick up their pieces and put everything back together, we get to extend the hands of Christ. They get to see Christ in us. We get to show them that God still hasn't forsaken them. Why? Because he's using us as tools to help them. So God is going to restore us. He's going to continue to restore us. He hasn't lost us. We haven't lost him, but there are people out there that are waiting to see that don't know that don't hear it on a weekly basis like some of us do, and or it should be a daily basis. But there are people who don't get to hear that very often, and it's up to us to make sure they do by helping them in any way that we can. So how are we supposed to do that? Number one, it's pray. Make sure that we're spiritually ready for when the time comes. Do your research. What are the outcomes of this supposed to look like? What are the economic outcomes? What are the work outcomes? What are the school outcomes? And how can we help fill in the blanks when all of this is over and we can leave our houses again? But another way is I encourage you guys to check out Lifeway. They have some really cool resources. I got to read through a whole bunch of them today or the other day. So go and read and check them out. Just go to the website and type in ministry during the coronavirus, or ministry during a recovery, or recovery after the coronavirus, or any of those hot keywords. They'll pop up some results, and read what they have to say. They're for the church, they're for pastors, they're for just Christians in general. Guys, we love you. I encourage you guys to share this video, share the joy, share the love, and then prepare. Know that God is restoring us, and that we're going to be looking back on this very soon and get to see what God done and how awesome it was. But also, as we trust in our restoration in Jesus, prepare to be a better church. Prepare to be the best church that we can possibly be. We love you guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.